Okay, my dears, hello. This is maybe the 5th or 6th time that I have attempted to record this, and so this is going to be the last. We are going to go with it. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. I finally was able to record the entire build for something, and this one was actually really special, so I'm really excited to share it with you in this way. This is my first, what would you call it, like public lot? It's not a residential lot, it's just like a public lot. This one in particular, I made a national park by, like, you know, the needs or whatever it is that you need to fill in order to make it such. But this was actually made for a challenge that I found. So I am a member of the Sims 4, of the group Sims 4 Builders Official on Facebook, and this was an event that they had going from April 23rd to May 6th. It's called their Spring Garden event. So basically for this challenge, they wanted us to all represent our spring gardens. The rules were that the lot could be no larger than 20 by 30 or 30 by 20. Any color scheme could be used, statues and ornaments were encouraged, and then the garden must have a seating area. So it was very simple rules, very lenient, a lot for you to do. And this is what I ultimately ended up making. So I made it on the lot called Cookout Lookout in Newcrest. I really liked it because if you look right behind it, you can see there's like this whole little seating area for people to eat. And because this is a garden, there wasn't going to be any space for people to sit down and eat. Oh my gosh, I totally get it. It's called Cookout Lookout because you're like looking out to a cookout area. Turkey-der. So that's why I chose this lot. But so I've only been playing The Sims 4 for maybe 3 weeks by now, by the time I'm recording this. And so I've never really done any sort of landscaping. I've only really played around with building 2 houses that had very minimal landscaping, and then maybe kind of adding things to the outside of the Brule residence. So really haven't done much. So this was really fun to experiment with, especially because in all of my years of simming, so that includes both Sims 2 years and Sims 3 years and my Sims years, basically all the years of doing everything else, I never ever touched the terrain tool. Like, I was terrified of it. I always messed up. I didn't know how to do like split level, anything like that. I was just not good at it. So I always had flat lots. And this was a lot of fun because instead of having flat lots, I actually played with the terrain tool. I was courageous enough after watching a few YouTube videos on how to actually use it and made multiple levels. So as you can see by that top area, that the bathroom is on the top level, and then I ended up adding the second deck as a second level, and then I added a third level, which was this additional deck, which you'll see what it turns out to later. Nothing huge, just something a little special. I just wanted to add another one because by now I was kind of going like terrain happy, or what would you call it, like level happy, and I was like, oh my gosh, I must add more. So that's why I added this. I also need to say really quick, I'm in love with those white gates. I wish I could remember what they're called, but I can't. But before that, I also want to talk about the spray that you can like change all of the different grounds and everything. I loved playing with that. I had so much fun. That's why like I actually added so much detail around the front, which is going to end up being a whole other area, almost like a bottom level. So now there's like 4 levels to this thing. And then I ended up having that pathway being one sort of terrain, and near the pond was like 5 different terrains. And then in the bottom right corner, you'll also see something eventually too. I don't want to speak too far. As for the actual gardens, I always do this. For the 2 houses and now this that I've built, I almost always use those kind of white flower bushes as like ground cover because I love them so much, and I love that you can change the size of them. And then I always add those like white and pink flowers as well. So playing with those purple flowers was also new, and also that kind of grass that I added around the pond was fun. Oh, this is that special area that I added. So I used to watch the movie The Secret Garden religiously. I wanted to almost create kind of like a tribute to that, so I added this little gardening area that looked kind of older and almost like it was refurbished into this garden area. And I added cherry trees because cherries are my favorite, and I want to share that with my Sims. Besides that, the rest of this I really just went flower heavy because that's what the whole goal was to add flowers. So I divided everything into sections. I had this area kind of be like that pink flower section. Behind it by the chest that was that purple flower section. I had that like lake area with all the grass, and then I also made a little sunflower section just because I thought that was a lot of fun. Last thing I did was add lamps, and I'm in love with this kind of like flower shaped lamp, and then those floral lamps as well. So that's what I ended up doing for that one. This was a lot of fun, and I love adding all the little clutter details, guys. That's why this is so cool. But this is my end result. It took me, I want to say maybe 2 hours to build, which really isn't that bad because normally my builds take forever. Also, look at that lavender lined little area. It is so pretty. I cannot even. But I had a lot of fun making this, and I love being part of that Facebook group. It gives me a lot of inspiration. I really look forward to making even more builds, especially now that I know that I can, in fact, do my speed builds and record them properly, and I have my external hard drive. But I think for like the next builds, instead of kind of talking through them about how I did them, since I'm going to end up speeding them up and it'll be weird, I might just talk about myself instead. But I would really like you guys to let me know what you want. Do you want me to talk about the builds? Do you want to get to know me through this? You let me know. But all in all, this is the first community lot I've ever built. It was a poop ton of fun, and I think that's all that I really have to say. Other than that, I really hope that you guys have been enjoying watching this whole shebang and all of my other episodes that I have, and I would love to hear your feedback on what you think of the playthrough, what you think I should be doing differently, other speed builds you may want to see, or if you know of any challenges that are like happening that you think I should do, please let me know, because for some reason I have so much more of a drive when it comes to making something based off of a challenge or a shell than just being like, I want to sit here today and build this. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, as always, to smash that subscribe button. All right, that's all. See you guys later. Bye.